So today's webinar is about the value of youth community as human resource for sustainable development. You're welcome, Patrick. The value of youth community as human resource for sustainable development. Yes, I think we'll start. So if your friend is not around, kindly inbox them. They need to be here. We're starting. The value of youth community as human resource for sustainable development webinar conducted for the youth of 40 countries was successfully conducted these days to educate the youth community about the current global problem. I would like to remind you again that this webinar is on environmental issues affecting social peace, which was held throughout the month of June in conjunction with the International Environment Day. Was very successful. I hope the ones who are there, the ones who signed the attendance list, got their certificates. Yes, and for today, the attendance list will be sent either at the start of this webinar, in the middle, or towards the end. Yeah, so be on the lookout for the attendance list. This course is brought to you by Environment Key Global in conjunction with Environment Day 2024, in conjunction with the United Nations Environment Programme and the Sustainable Development Goals. Nepal Forum for Restorative Justice provides excellent support for that by providing expert knowledge. The Environment Key Global Organization, which has been established in 40 countries in the world since 2022, was created based on the concept of Mr. Jayasankar Sandunja Surya. Environment Key Global Organization plays a key role in the world with the main objectives of equipping the global youth community with environmental knowledge and empowering rural people to control climate and environmental impacts. Today's lecture is scheduled to be held as an open discussion. Kindly note that as an open discussion. So if you have any concerns, you may raise your hand. Yeah. It is scheduled to be held as an open discussion. This will be an opportunity for you to ask questions through the lecture and further discuss your concerns about the value of youth community as human resource for sustainable development. The value of youth community as human resource for sustainable development. Now I'm going to remind you about our lecturer. Yeah. Professor Anuraj Hazarika is currently serving as an assistant professor of commerce at St. Saviour's College and a teaching faculty, that is a university. Tespa College Center for last 7 years. He has done teaching management, commerce and economics. He has been previously the guest faculty at Tespa Law College. Currently, he's also serving as guest faculty of Tespa University, which is a central university. He has, to his credit, about 9 reference textbooks on commerce and management, and has been an editor and co-editor for about 6 years. 6 books till now. Sorry. He has, to his credit, about 7 research papers in UGC journals and serving as editorial member for 33 research journals and reviewer board member for about 37 in international journals till now. He has participated and presented his research papers on USA at Duke University in 2014 and RUDN University, Russia in 2022, and also Howard University, USA in 2024, and had been speaker for national and international conferences as well. He had been the keynote speaker for Barcelona International Model United Nations 2017, as well as he has been invited as keynote speaker for several MUNs across the globe in 2023 and 2024. He is also associated with several NGOs and youth organizations based in Africa as International Advisory Board member and country director as well. At present, he is Senior Research Advisor of Environment Key Global. We can all see that our lecturer is vast, well versed with what he's going to talk to us about today. So,
I think there's a network issue going on with Martha ma'am, who is our moderator today. Um, I hope my voice is audible.
yes, your voice is audible. I'm sorry, guys. There's a problem with my
No,
internet connection. I'm very, very sorry. So, kindly drop your favorite emojis for our speaker today. You're very welcome, sir. The floor is yours.
thank you, ma'am. Thank
Welcome.
you so much. Thank you. I've started sharing my screen. Is it working or do you have a problem? Can you see the screen? I've started sharing the screen with the PPT. Is the PPT available? Is it visible?
Yeah, it's working.
Okay. Is the PPT visible now? Because it's not visible to me.
Um, let me see. You'll kind of enlarge your screen.
Yeah, I have enlarged. Maybe it's just a second. Let me do it again. I've started to share.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is it visible now or
Yes, we can. Kindly give us 1 minute so that we can set the screen. You're welcome, Regina. Kindly let us give him some time.
At least, am I audible now?
Yes, you're very audible.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Hello, am I audible?
Hello, yes, sir, we can hear you.
Am I audible now? Hello.
Yes. Hello, we can hear you.
I think there's a problem with the screen sharing. Maybe it's not working from my side. However, without wasting any time, I think we should move ahead. There's a problem with the screen sharing. Seriously, I've been trying, but maybe it's not working here. So, anyways, let's move ahead without wasting any time. So, the topic today is very interesting because generally, when we speak, we generally speak about human resource development and environmental concerns. Now, we are integrating two factors here for the first time. We're trying to integrate two factors into this. Mostly, we look at the perspective of HRM for a business. Generally, HRM is taken to be a subject which is basically, corporate oriented, business oriented. But here, in this case, we're trying to integrate the subject from an environment point of view. How can the youth have a sustainable solutions with regard to environmental management, which keeping intact the values of human resource management, because the principles of human resource management should not be compromised, and at the same time, the principles of environmental management or cannot be compromised. So we're trying to see how we can formulate a grand policy, or you can a grand theory or a grand outcome where the role of youth can be seen as a very superficial in environmental management, and at the same time keeping in tandem the values of human resource management. So it's a kind of a mixture of a kind of a mixture of environmental sociology maybe, and also human resource management. So we're trying to integrate two disciplines. One is human resource management and one is environmental sociology. So let's move forward. Now see, what do we mean by empowering youth for sustainable development? So we know that in an era which is marked by unprecedented environmental challenges, the imperative of sustainable development has never become more urgent like today. And as you say, as the world grapples with the consequences of climate change, biodiversity loss, and resource depletion, it is evident that the traditional approaches to development are no longer viable. Uh, Instead, there is a pressing need to transition towards more sustainable practices that can balance the economic growth with environmental stewardship and social equity. I'm getting the point. We're trying to make the have a balanced economic growth with environmental stewardship and social equity. So the social equity should go hand in hand with economic growth. So you cannot simply destroy the environment or destroy the society or social equity at the cost of having a society or capitalistic society. So you have to keep in mind about the environmental stewardship and that of the social equity. Both should go hand in hand. Yes, we need industrialization. Industrialization is necessary, but at the same time, social equity and balanced economic growth is very essential. A balanced economic growth which goes in tandem with social equity and environmental stewardship. So central to this transition is the empowerment of youth. So who will lead? Who will think about the environmental stewardship and social equity? It's our youth. Definitely our youth will think about it. So this transition will happen, or the mindset of the youth will change, or there will be a new thinking in the minds of the youth towards environmental consciousness or about social equity or for balanced economic growth. This transition will only happen if we empower the youth, and that is the reason that why we are having this webinar today. So the youth, you know, that they not only represent the leaders of tomorrow, but they are the catalysts for the change today. So let me give a brief history about the sustainable development. The concept of sustainable development, you know, was first popularized by in the Brundtland report in 1987, which emphasizes meeting the needs of the present without compromising the ability of the future generations to meet their own needs. This holistic approach integrates economic, social, and environmental dimensions, and it recognizes the long-term prosperity and well-being which are inextricably linked to the health of our planet. However, you know, achieving sustainable development requires a profound shift in the mindset, in the behaviors, the policies of the government, and which can only be realized through the active engagement and empowerment of the young people. So the youth empowerment for sustainable development is crucial for several reasons. Please keep in mind. Firstly, young people are disproportionately affected by the environmental crisis facing around the globe today. The youth, they inherit the consequences of unsustainable practices, and they are more vulnerable to the impacts of climate change, such as extreme weather events, food and water insecurity, and health risks. So by empowering the youth, we enable them to advocate for their rights and future, and thereby ensuring that the voices of the youth are heard in decision-making processes that can shape lives and the world that we will inherit tomorrow. Secondly, you know, youth brings some unique perspectives, energy, and creativity to the table of discussion. So growing up in an era of, you know, rapid technological advancements and social change, the youth are adept, are very skilled in, you know, at leveraging digital tools and innovative solutions to address the complex problems. The intrinsic understanding of the youths of the interconnectedness and their willingness to change the status quo makes the youth very invaluable agents of change. So empowering the youth to take leadership roles in sustainability and sustainability initiatives can lead to the development of novel approaches and technologies that can drive progress towards sustainable development goals. So everywhere, you know, the role of youth is very necessary. I mean, becomes very important. So education plays a very pivotal role in youth empowerment. We know that. So by integrating sustainability into educational curriculums, we can equip the young people with the knowledge, with the skills and the values needed to navigate and address environmental challenges. Therefore, education for sustainable development, we shortly call it ESD, education for sustainable development. It fosters critical thinking, problem solving, and collaboration. Thereby, it enables youth to understand the complex interplay between environmental, social, and economic factors. Moreover, experimental learning opportunities such as community projects, internships, and engagement with nature can deepen the connection of the youths to the environment and thereby inspire a lifelong commitment to sustainability. So beyond education, if we go beyond education, we can beyond education, creating enabling environments where youths can actively participate in sustainable development is essential. This involves fostering inclusive policies that promote youth engagement in governance, business, and civil society. So providing platforms for the youth-led initiatives and supporting entrepreneurship in green sectors can harness the potential of the youths to drive sustainable economic growth, basically by demographic dividend. Thank you, Sandun sir. Thank you for sharing the presentation. Thank you for sharing the presentation. So I was discussing about the demographic dividend. So what do you mean by demographic dividend? It's about the potential for economic growth that which arises from shifts in a population's age structure. This shift is typically involves an increase in the proportion of the working age population relative to dependence. When this occurs, a country can experience accelerated economic growth provided it implements appropriate policies and investments, particularly in youth. Therefore, the demographic dividend is often a one-time opportunity that occurs during the demographic transition. And what is demographic transition? Demographic transition is a process that moves from high birth and death rates to low birth and death rates. So you are moving from high birth and death rates to low birth and low death rates. That is demographic transition. And this demographic dividend is only possible, is only achievable during this phase, during this particular phase of demographic transition. So this transition, it results basically in a temporary boost in the proportion of people or in the workforce. So as the number of workers grows relative to dependence, there is a potential for higher productivity and economic growth given the right conditions. So for a country to fully realize the benefits of demographic dividend, there may be several critical factors. So we need to understand what are the factors, critical factors, which basically determines the demographic dividends. Number one is investment in education. So we should ensure that the young people receive quality education, which is fundamental. As you know, that an educated workforce is more productive and innovative, which can drive economic growth. So education also empowers individuals to take advantages of economic opportunities and contributes to social stability. That is investment in education. You need to invest in education. Number two, healthcare access. So good health, is essential for a productive workforce. And so investment in healthcare ensures that the population remains healthy, reducing absenteeism and increasing productivity. So access to healthcare also includes reproductive health services, which can help manage population and ensure that families have the resources to invest in each child's future. Number three, economic policies. So sound economic policies that can promote job creations, entrepreneurship, and economic diversification are crucial. So this includes creating and enabling environment for business. So investing in infrastructure and ensuring access to financial services. Number four is gender equality. Empowering women and ensuring gender equality can significantly enhance the economic productivity. So women's participation in the labor force adds to the economic potential of a country. So therefore, gender equality in education and employment opportunities ensures that all the citizens can contribute to and benefit from the economic growth. Number five, governance and stability. Good governance, political stability, and the rule of law are essential for economic growth. So they create an environment where businesses can thrive, investments are protected, and public services are efficiently delivered. Lastly, labor market policies. So, effective labor market policies can that match the skills with job opportunities. It can provide vocational training and support workers' rights, which are important. Well, Sandun sir, please, I can hear you. I can hear. Please don't change the slide. I'm still on point number one in the demographic dividend. I'm still explaining demographic dividend. So we need not to change the slide now. I'll tell you, sir. I'll tell you. Thank you. So we are talking about the labor market policies. So basically, effective labor market policies that match the skills with job opportunities, provide vocational trainings, and support the workers which are important. So these policies ensures that the workforce is adaptable and capable of meeting the demands of a changing economy. So by investing in these areas, countries can unlock the economic growth potential that comes from a demographic dividend. However, it is important to note that the demographic dividend is not automatic. Without the right policies and investments, the potential benefits are missed, leading to economic stagnation or decline. The case of, you can take the case of East Asian economies like such as South Korea, Taiwan, and Singapore, which demonstrates the potential of the demographic dividend. These countries are experienced with rapid economic growth during their demographic transitions by heavily investing in education, healthcare, economic policies, and that promoted the industrialization and innovation in those countries. So, in contrast, many sub-Saharan African countries are currently in the early stages of demographic transitions. These countries have a growing working age population, but they face significant challenges in terms of education, healthcare, and economic opportunities. I'm talking about the sub-Saharan African countries. So, if you can unlock the demographic dividend in these regions, it will require substantial investments and policy reforms. So, in conclusion, we can say that demographic dividend presents a significant opportunity for economic growth, particularly for the developing economies. And by investing in youth and by creating an enabling environment for economic activity, countries can harness the potential of their demographic shifts to drive sustainable development. So this requires a holistic approach, and that includes education, healthcare, economic policies, gender equality, governance, and labor market reforms. The next slide, sir. The next slide, that is access to quality education. Yeah, thank you. So coming to the third slide, access to quality education. So it is a crucial factor. Definitely, it's a crucial factor in fostering sustainable development, especially amongst the youth population. So education, as we know, is widely recognized as a powerful tool for empowering individuals and driving societal progress. As education equips the people with the necessary knowledge, skills, and competencies to contribute effectively to their communities. So therefore, the fundamental role of quality education in national development as well as is well established. So education is seen as a key driver of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 4, which focuses on ensuring inclusive and equitable quality education and promoting lifelong learning opportunities for all. So quality education is critical to the achievement of many other SDGs, as it can help reduce inequalities, it can empower individuals and enable them to live more sustainable and healthy lives. So in this regard, the countries have been making concerted efforts to align their educational policies and strategies with the global sustainable development agenda. So for instance, India's educational policy of 2020, India's national education policy of 2020 has been examined in the context of its alignment with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, highlighting the strategies and paradigms that underpin the country's efforts to create an educational environment that is conducive to learning and empowers individuals to become active contributors to sustainable development. So the next slide, sir, youth engagement in policy making. Next slide. Yes, thank you. So youth engagement in policy making, it's increasingly recognized as a crucial element in achieving sustainable development. So as the world grapples with complex challenges such as climate change, environmental degradation, and social inequality, the perspectives and the innovative ideas of the youth or the young people are invaluable. Engaging the youth in the policy making not only ensures that their voices are heard, but it also harnesses their enthusiasm and fresh perspectives to drive meaningful change. So how can we do that? Let's focus more deeply the importance of youth engagement. So number one is diverse perspectives. So the youth, as we know, that the youth brings unique viewpoints to the table, shaped by their experiences and the rapidly evolving world around them. Their insights can challenge traditional approaches and introduce novel solutions that might otherwise be overlooked. So this diversity of thought is crucial for developing comprehensive and forward-thinking policies that addresses the contemporary issues effectively. Number two, long-term impact. Policies that affect the younger generation will have long-term consequences. So involving the youth in policymaking, this is very important. So when you try to involve the youth in policymaking, it helps ensure that these policies will consider future needs and challenges. So by engaging the young people, policymakers can create strategies that are not only relevant today but also sustainable in the long run. And thirdly, empowerment and ownership. Participation in the policymaking processes empowers the young people by giving them a stake in decisions that affects their lives. So this sense of ownership can increase the commitment of the youths to implement and uphold policies, fostering a sense of responsibility and civic engagement. So let me delve into some strategies for effective youth engagement. So what are the strategies that we can include for, or we can think about for effective youth engagement in policymaking? So number one, we can think about inclusive platforms. So when you create inclusive platforms for the youths to voice their options, this can include like youth councils, advisory boards, and public forums, which allows the young people to participate in the discussions and decision-making processes. So these platforms should be designed to be accessible and welcoming. It should ensure that all the young voices, especially those from the marginalized communities, are heard. Number two, education and training. So providing education and training on policy processes and advocacy skills can equip the young people with the knowledge and the tools needed to effectively engage in policymaking. So workshops, internships, and mentorship programs can help bridge the gap between the theoretical knowledge and practical applications, and thereby it will enable the youth to contribute meaningfully for the policy discussions. Number three, partnerships with organizations. So to collaborating with the youth organizations and networks, it can enhance the effectiveness of engagement efforts. So these organizations often have established connections with the young people, and they can facilitate outreach and mobilization. So partnering with such organizations, it ensures that engagement strategies are well targeted and are impactful. Number four, innovative communication channels. So by utilizing the modern communication tools, such as social media and their digital platforms, it can broaden the reach of youth engagement efforts. So these channels allow for real-time interactions and feedback, just we are doing right now. So it makes easier for the young people to stay informed and involved in the policymaking processes. However, despite of this, we have some challenges and considerations which needs to be undertaken, because generally we have seen that the role of youth in policymaking is quite less, although there are many youth organizations now coming up in most parts of the world, which advocates for youth policy, and they submit their memorandum or their research projects or the research reports to the government. But we need to see, it's a matter of concern whether the governments they really follow the advices or the outcomes of those research reports of the youths. So we have to see to how far the concerns of the youth are being given place in the policymaking by the government. Do they really get a significant place in the government's policymaking? That is something, is a matter of debate, or it's a matter of concern, it's a matter of discussion. So what are the challenges and the considerations? So number one you can take is tokenism versus genuine participation. So it is crucial to distinguish between tokenistic involvement and genuine participation. So tokenism involves merely including youth for appearances without actually valuing their input. Genuine engagement requires that the young people are given meaningful opportunities to influence decisions, and that their contributions are taken seriously. For example, if you have come to this webinar just to get a certificate, then that is tokenism. But if you have come to this webinar for genuine participation along with getting a certificate, then that is something productive for you. So simply carrying a big workforce, showing that we have a huge workforce and this workforce cannot, so that is tokenism. That cannot happen. You might have a huge workforce, but if you cannot not utilize it in the right channel, in the right direction, then that will lead to a disaster. So number two is ensuring representation. We should see that efforts must be made to ensure that the youth engagement is representative of the broader population. This involves addressing barriers to participation for disadvantaged or marginalized groups and striving for diversity in youth engagement initiatives. We generally see that the youths are given platform, but how often are the marginalized youths given platform? The other day, I was having a conversation with one of my friends from Nigeria. So he happens to be from a very marginalized family. So he has raised his concerns that, sir, how can I'm involved in many youth organizations? I have attended so many conferences and all, but how do I ensure that my voice is being heard? So this is the point where people think that they are being marginalized. They are being marginalized. So that shouldn't happen, because when you are engaging in youth policies, for equitable youth policies, you have to represent the whole society. When I'm saying social equity, you have to look at all sections of the society, not a particular section of the society who attends youth programs and travels across the globe. Only they will have the accessibility. No, you have to give equal importance to the marginalized youth as well, because they have their own problems in their own communities. So that will be just a kind of 50-50 representation. You might have a huge organization, but you are not giving proper importance to a human resource, because the youth are the human resource. So if you do not give equal importance to a human resource, it means that you are somewhat sidelining another workforce. So you need to have a holistic environment where you can include all sections of youth in active policy making. So that is something which is very necessary. Number three, you can have support and resources. So young people, they face many challenges in accessing the resources and the support needed to engage effectively in policy making. So providing adequate resources and including funding and logistical supports is essential for enabling their participation. Definitely, we need to provide them funding and logistical support as well, because it's not possible for all the youths to participate in different youth forums or youth governmental programs. So in that case, many of the youths feel neglected because they do not get the funding opportunities, they do not have the logistical supports. So in that case, different youth organizations should come up. They should come up and they should have a discussion with the government to see whether the youths get the equal opportunity or not, because there may be many people from, as I've rightly quoted just a few moments ago, that when you're thinking about a youth, you have to be represent the whole of youth. There may be a particular youth from a very far of a place, say from a marginalized community, but who may have the right talent, but he is not getting the right platform. He has the right talent, but he has not got the right platform. In that case, we have to think about him and see whether he gets a platform, a correct platform to represent his ideas. So we should see whether he gets sufficient funding or logistical support or not. In that case, we have to be holistic. So concluding at this point, so engaging the youth in policy making is not just a matter of fairness. It's basically it is a strategic approach to foster sustainable development. So by incorporating the perspectives and ideas of the young people, policymakers can develop more innovative and resilient solutions to challenges facing our world. So as the next generation of leaders and change makers, young people have the potential to drive transformative change, and thereby making their involvement in policymaking processes both a necessity and an opportunity for progress. So the next slide, sir, that will be about harnessing digital opportunities for youth in sustainable development as a human resource. If possible, the next slide, please. Yeah, thank you. So, harnessing the digital opportunities for the youth in sustainable development, it involves integrating the technology and innovative approaches to empower the younger generation as key drivers of sustainable progress. So as digital natives, young people are uniquely positioned to leverage technology in ways that promotes environmental stewardship and social responsibility. So firstly, the digital platforms enables the youth to access and share the information on sustainability practices and environmental issues. So online educational resources such as webinars, courses, and interactive tools which can provide valuable knowledge about sustainable development goals and practical strategies for addressing ecological challenges. For example, platforms like Coursera, you have heard about Coursera, or in India we have Khan Academy, and most recently Environment Global is going to launch a course very soon in the next month, so you'll get a good opportunity to go into the deeper of this course. So these courses can offer more in-depth knowledges on climate change and sustainable practices. Thereby you can equip the youth individuals with the expertise needed to contribute meaningfully to sustainable development. And moreover, you can see that social media and digital communication tools amplify the youth voices. They were allowing them to mobilize and advocate for environmental causes. So campaigns on platforms like Instagram and Twitter can raise awareness, and they will influence the public opinion and drive collective action as well. So the youth-led movements such as Fridays for Future demonstrates the power of digital tools in rallying support for climate action and influencing policy changes. So in addition to the digital technologies, innovative solutions for sustainable development, the youth involvement in the technology-driven projects such as developing apps for environmental monitoring or creating platforms for sustainable commerce, it can showcase their potential as problem solvers. For example, apps that can track and reduce carbon footprints or platforms that facilitate the sharing economy can significantly contribute to sustainability efforts. So furthermore, digital skills are increasingly vital in the job market as well. So by equipping the young people with expertise in digital technologies such as coding, data analysis, digital marketing, they can get prepared. The youth can get better prepared for careers in green industries and sustainable enterprises. So this not only enhances the employability of the youths, but it also drives the development of new solutions for environmental challenges. So in summary, harnessing the digital opportunities, it can empower the youth as vital contributors to sustainable development and equipping them with knowledge, platforms for advocacy, and the skills to drive innovation and job creation in green sectors. So the next slide, sir. Fostering youth entrepreneurship. Yeah, thank you. So it is it's a pivotal strategy for achieving sustainable development and effective human resources management as well. So the youth entrepreneurship involves empowering young individuals to start and run their own businesses, which can significantly contribute to the economic growth and job creation. So firstly, the youth entrepreneurship drives sustainable development by promoting innovative solutions and to local and global challenges. Young entrepreneurs can bring fresh perspectives, and they're more likely to engage in green technologies and sustainable practices. By supporting these initiatives, societies can address issues like climate change, resource depletion, and social equality more effectively. Then, moreover, youth-led enterprises are crucial for human resources development. Like young entrepreneurs can contribute to a dynamic workforce by creating jobs and stimulating economic activities. This not only helps reduce the unemployment rates, but it also fosters a culture of self-reliance and resilience amongst the younger generation. So their ventures often lead to the development of new skills and competencies, which are essential for the evolving job market. And finally, the support systems for youth entrepreneurship, it includes mentorship programs, access to funding, and educational resources, which are very vital. So by providing these resources, the societies can nurture the young talent and enable them, to overcome the barriers to entry. So furthermore, integrating, integrating entrepreneurial education into the school curricula, which we are mostly missing, because in the schools we barely have any curricula which emphasizes on entrepreneurship development. So I'm emphasizing more that the schools should build up a curricula which has a deeper knowledge about entrepreneurial education, so it can equip the students with the knowledge and the skills necessary to succeed in the business world. So in summary, fostering youth entrepreneurship is integral to the sustainable development of human resource management. So it can harness the innovative potential of the young individuals to tackle the pressing global issues, and it creates job opportunities and enhances the overall economic landscape. So therefore, investing in youth entrepreneurship not only benefits the economy, but it also contributes to building a more sustainable and equitable future. The next slide, sir. Addressing youth unemployment. Sorry, yeah, the previous one, yes. Addressing youth unemployment, the previous one. Yeah, thank you. So this is also crucial for economic sustainable development, as it can directly impact the economic growth, social stability, as well as the well-being of future generations. So youth unemployment, defined as the proportion of the labor force aged between 15 to 24 that are jobless and are actively seeking employment. It can present a significant challenge globally. So its consequences extends beyond immediate economic concerns, and it can affect the societal cohesion, individual self-esteem, and long-term economic sustainability. And firstly, we have to think about the high levels of youth unemployment. They can hinder the economic development. Young people are often most innovative and dynamic segment of the workforce. So when they're unable to find employment, their potential contributions to economic growth and technological advancements are lost. They lose their hope. This can stifle the economic progress, and it can delay the achievement of sustainable development goals. Therefore, unemployed youth may be more likely to engage in informal or precarious works, which can undermine the labor standards and productivity. And then secondly, youth employment can exacerbate social instability. Unemployed youth are at a higher risk of social exclusion, which can lead to increased rates of crime and unrest. So addressing this issue is essential for maintaining social harmony and building resilient communities. So by providing meaningful employment opportunities, societies can foster a sense of purpose and inclusion amongst the young people. So therefore, to address the youth unemployment effectively, a multifaceted approach is required. Education systems should be aligned with the labor market needs, and it should emphasize the skills development that matches the industry demands. So vocational training programs and apprenticeships, it can bridge the gap between the education and employment. So additionally, creating favorable business environments and supporting entrepreneurship can generate job opportunities. Governments, businesses, and educational institutions, they must collaborate to create policies and programs that can enhance the youth employability and stimulate job creation. This is very essential, and especially for the LDCs, the least developed countries, and the developing countries, because the pressing issues of the youth unemployment now in most of the developing countries, the LDCs, and of the LDCs, the most huge problems of youth unemployment, and even in the developing countries, you may have different phases of progress or failure, or economic boom, or depression, or declination. But the main issues about the youth, about unemployability of the youth. So therefore, by addressing the youth unemployment, it is pivotal for achieving sustainable development. So it involves aligning education with market needs, fostering entrepreneurship, and ensuring social stability, all of which contributes to a more prosperous and inclusive society. The last slide, promoting youth leadership. I think that's the last slide. Yeah. So it is crucial. The promoting youth leadership is crucial for addressing the complex challenges of our time. Young people, they are often seen to be as the innovators and change makers of tomorrow. They are pivotal in driving the sustainability agenda forward. So their involvement, the involvement of the young generations, not only ensures that the future generations have a stake in shaping their world, but it also infuses their movement with fresh perspectives and energy. So the youth leadership for sustainable development, encompasses a range of activities and approaches. It begins with education, where young people are equipped with knowledge about environmental issues, social justice, and economic sustainability. So the programs that focus on interdisciplinary learning and critical thinking enables the youth to understand the interconnectedness of these issues and to develop innovative solutions. So in addition to education, fostering an environment where young people can actively participate in decision-making processes is essential. This includes engaging the youths in community projects, policy discussions, and advocacy efforts. So when the youth are given a platform to voice their opinions and to contribute to solutions, they become more invested in the outcomes and are more likely to drive positive change. Moreover, supporting youth-led initiatives and organizations can amplify their impact by providing resources, mentorship, and networking opportunities. We can help the young leaders of tomorrow to develop and implement their ideas effectively. So celebrating their success and learning from their experiences can also help to build a culture of recognition and support. The youth leadership is not just about empowering individuals, but it is also about cultivating a collective movement towards sustainable development. So by harnessing the creativity and the determination of young people, we can address pressing global challenges and we can build a more resilient and equitable future. So therefore, investing in youth leadership is like investing in a sustainable world. I repeat it. Investing in youth leadership is like investing in a sustainable world where every generation contributes to the well-being of our planet and its inhabitants. So, the next slide, probably investing in youth health and well-being. Yeah, thank you. So, investing in youth health and well-being, it is also crucial for sustainable development, as you can see that the young people represent the future workforce and leaders. Therefore, ensuring the physical, mental, and emotional ensuring the physical, mental, and emotional well-being, it not only improves the quality of life, but it also strengthens the communities and economies. So how can you do that? Firstly, investing in health services. Investing in health services for the youth, can prevent long-term issues. So comprehensive healthcare, including vaccinations, mental health support, and nutrition programs can reduce the burden of disease and it can promote healthy growth. So this early investment, it minimizes future healthcare costs and enhances productivity amongst the youth. Number two, mental health. It is integral to the overall well-being. So providing access to counseling and mental health resources, it can help address issues like anxiety and depressions, which can impede the educational and professional success. So a mentally healthy youth is more likely to pursue higher education and contribute positively to the society. Education plays a pivotal role as well. As you can see, the programs that integrate health education into school curricula. Programs that integrate health education into the school curricula empower the students with knowledge and healthy lifestyles, substance abuse prevention, and sexual health. So, for educated individuals are better equipped to make more informed decisions and advocate for health promoting policies. So economic investments in the youth are equally important. Supporting the youth employment and entrepreneurial opportunities, it can provide financial stability and it can foster innovations. So by developing the skills and career prospects, the societies can harness the potential of their younger generations to drive the economic growth and sustainability. So finally, involving youth in the decision-making processes regarding their health and community issues, it can ensure their voices are being heard and they are met. This participatory approach not only leads to more effective solutions, but it also builds leadership skills and the civic responsibility amongst the young people. So in summary, investing in the health and well-being of the youth is not merely a moral obligation, but it is a strategic necessity for sustainable development. By prioritizing the needs, societies can ensure a healthier and more resilient and prosperous future. The next slide, sir. It's about fostering youth-led initiatives. So it is a powerful strategy. It is a powerful strategy for addressing the environmental challenges and building resilient communities. So young people are often more adaptable and innovative in bringing about fresh perspectives and energy to sustainable efforts. So therefore, to effectively harness their potential, it is crucial to create supportive environments where youths can lead, innovate, and collaborate. So firstly, how can we do that? Firstly, by providing education and training tailored to tailored to sustainability. It can equips young individuals with the knowledge and skills necessary to tackle environmental problems. Programs that integrate practical experiences with theoretical learning, such as workshops, internships, mentorships. It can empower the youth to translate their ideas into action. Secondly, supporting youth-led initiatives requires accessible funding and resources. You see, grants, microfunding, partnerships with organizations. It can help young leaders implement their projects and scale their impact. Additionally, creating platforms for the youth to share their experiences and strategies can encourage cross collaboration and collective problem solving. So last, intergenerational collaborations. The next slide, sir. It involves basically involves working together across different age groups to address the environmental, social, and economic challenges in a way that benefits the current and the future generations. So this approach recognizes that each generation brings unique perspectives, experiences, and skills which can enhance the effectiveness of sustainability efforts. So therefore, for effective intergenerational collaboration, it is crucial to create platforms where diverse age groups can engage in a meaningful dialogue. Schools, communities, organizations, and governmental bodies, can facilitate these interactions. So fostering a mutual exchange of knowledge and ideas. The younger generations are often more adept or more skilled with technology and current trends, which can contribute for the innovative solutions and advocacy skills. In contrast, the older generations, with their experience and historical knowledge, offer valuable insights into the long-term consequences and tried and tested practices. So it is basically a fusion. It's a fusion of the older generation and the younger generation for effective intergenerational collaboration. How can we fuse the younger generation with the older generation? Because the younger generations are more they are fostered with the current trends. They are more equipped with the current trends and the technology, where they can drive innovative solutions and advocacy skills. But the older generations, they have more experience with the historical knowledge, and they can offer valuable insights into the long-term consequences. So when we combine the younger with the older generation, the product outcome will definitely be very strong. Therefore, successful intergenerational projects can be seen in various fields, from community gardens where older residents share traditional farming techniques with the younger people who introduce new sustainable practices, to joint ventures in renewable energy where the technical expertise of the younger engineers meets the strategic vision of seasoned policymakers. So this collaboration can emphasize the importance of education and mentorship. So therefore, by involving youth in the direct decision-making processes and policy development, societies should ensure that the principles of sustainability are deeply ingrained in future leaders. Conversely, the older generations can benefit from the energy and fresh perspectives of younger individuals, thereby creating a dynamic and responsive approach to sustainability challenges. Ultimately, the intergenerational collaboration fosters a sense of shared responsibility and long-term thinking. It bridges the gap between different age groups, promoting inclusive and innovative solutions to complex problems. So by working together, generations can build about resilient communities and thrive both now and in the future. Now we're coming to the most crucial part, and finally the concluding part of today's lecture, the importance of sustainable environmental management. Why are we here today? You can see there are many chats coming up. People are asking that what is the use of, or why are we here, or what is the use of this course? So the gist of the course is here. Why are we studying this course? Because let's come to the importance of sustainable environmental management. If you can hear to this part, judiciously, meticulously, you will get to understand why you are here today and what is the necessity of introducing this course today. So that sustainable environmental management, it involves the strategic approach to conserving natural resources, practicing protecting the ecosystems, and reducing environmental impacts while meeting the needs of the present without compromising the future generations. So it encompasses practices such as renewable energy adoption, waste reduction, habitat conservation, and pollution control. So what is the role of youth then? Why are we here today? Why should be the youth? What is the role of youth in the environmental management? Well, I'll send the PPTs and my whole lecture as well. Do not worry, at the end of the lecture I'll be sharing with the organizers the whole PPT and the whole lecture, so it might help you in your future research work. So the role of youth in environmental management. So number one, we can see that advocacy and awareness. The young people are increasingly leading the involvements that raise awareness about environmental issues. So from the grassroots campaign to the global movements like Fridays for Future, youth are at the forefront of advocating for urgent action against climate change and environmental degradation. Their passion can drive and motivate. Their passion can drive and motivate and mobilize the communities and influence the policymakers to prioritize environmental issues. Number two, innovation and technology. The younger generation is adept at leveraging technology and innovation to address environmental challenges. They are developing new technologies such as clean energy solutions, clean and sustainable agricultural practices that can contribute to the more effective environmental management. So youth-led startups and initiatives are increasingly and becoming more environmentally effective. And youth-led startups youth-led startups are basically contributing to the green economy by focusing on sustainable practices and solutions. Number three, education and research. Education is a crucial element in fostering a sustainable future. So the youth are actively involved in environmental education, both as students and educators. They participate in research that explores new ways to manage natural resources and addresses environmental issues. So by pursuing careers in environmental science, policy and management, young people can contribute to the body of knowledge necessary for informed decision making. Number four, community engagement and volunteering. So young people often engage in community-based environmental projects and volunteer activities. These efforts range from organizing cleanup drives to participating in tree planting campaigns. So such involvement not only addresses the local environmental issues, but it also builds a culture of sustainability within communities. So lastly, I'm coming to the challenges and opportunities for youth in environmental management. What are the key challenges that the youth can face in the environmental management? Number one, you can see access to resources. So many young people, they lack the resources and platforms to fully engage in environmental initiatives. Limited access to funding, training, and mentorship can hinder the ability of the youths to implement projects or to influence policies. So therefore, creating supportive networks and providing resources are essential for empowering the youth to make meaningful contributions. So number one, we should keep in mind about the access to resource. That's a big challenge because the youth basically they lack the youth of today, they lack resources and the platforms today to engage in environmental initiatives. So that is a big challenge for the youth today. Number two is about institutional support. Institutional support is crucial. It is crucial for integrating the youth perspectives into environmental management strategies. So the governments and organizations must recognize the value of youth involvement and can create opportunities for their participation in decision-making processes. Policies that support youth engagement and provide platforms for their voices are essential. Number three, intergenerational collaboration that we have already discussed, that effective environmental management requires collaboration between different generations. So the youth must work alongside with experienced professionals, policymakers, and community leaders to develop and implement sustainable solutions. So building intergenerational partnerships can facilitate knowledge exchange and can enhance the effectiveness of environmental initiatives. Lastly, education and capacity building. Enhancing environmental education and the capacity building programs for youth is vital. Therefore, these programs should equip the young people with the skills and the knowledge necessary to tackle environmental challenges. Therefore, incorporating sustainability into educational curricula and providing opportunities for hands-on learning can prepare the youth to take on leadership roles in environmental management. Thank you so much. This was the basic about the role of youth in environmental management. This is all about our lecture, the brief lecture on today's topic. Most probably the moderator will she has already discussed about the upcoming course of Environment Key Global, where we have designed a course. We've designed a course on environmental management, the role of youth in environmental management, with a special focus on human resource management. So I think that course will start from 3rd of August. It will be from 3rd, 10th, 17th and 24th August, all are Sundays. So I think that's a free certificate course. So I urge all the participants to please enroll for that upcoming course from 3rd August. So this is going to be a very interesting course indeed. So, and you'll be benefited a lot if you can enroll for the course and take up the full course. Please do not leave the course in between, because it will not lead you to problems. So you should try to finish the course from 3rd August onwards. Thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. It's now time for question answer. Yeah, the floor is yours. Yes. Anyone with a question to our lecturer? Hello, Majid. Do you have any question? Any questions?
How much do you usually watch a video in there? 250 Kokotoa shillings. But because it's a party, I'll make you 200 Kokotoa shillings. Perfect. Now I just have to make sure I like this.
Any questions from you guys?
Let me go and do my math.
Yes, I have a question.
Yeah.
So, I want to ask that how can we increase youth participation in policymaker processes? Am I audible?
Hello, Sunbal. Yeah, we've heard your question. Yes. Kindly direct your question to our lecturer. I know he's in the call, yeah?
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, we can hear you.
So, can I ask now question?
Yes. I hope
So
our lecturer is in the room, yeah?
Sorry, ma'am?
Yes, you can ask your question.
Okay, so how can we increase youth participation in policy making processes?
It seems our lecturer left the call, yeah? He's not in the call, but thank you for the question, yeah? I hope he gets back so that he can answer our questions. Well, he left. So I hope we're all in the group, and we'll write our questions to him. Yes, he'll maybe share his email or contact. We will reply to all your questions. So as we get back to the WhatsApp group, kindly let us all type our questions there. Yeah, the HRM webinar WhatsApp group, and he's not here for us to thank him, but then we can do it as we always do it. We drop our favorite emojis for him because he's done a really great job. Yes, all our questions, please, let's drop them in the WhatsApp group. We will answer to all your questions. We will direct them to our lecturer. Yes, thank you for the favorite emojis, and I hope all of us have signed the attendance list. Yeah, I've sent another link. Is yes, Pira. Is there anyone else with a problem concerning the attendance list? Yes, I will open the comment section on our WhatsApp group. Yes, I'm going to do so right
Hello?
about now. Hello.
Hello. Hello,
I
everyone.
did not sign
Can
the
you hear me?
attendance.
It's
Yes,
still in
I'm
the
hearing you. Are
initial.
you hearing me now?
Hello.
Yes, I
Can you
can
hear
hear you,
me?
Pira.
I didn't sign the attendance. Please share the list.
Okay, let me send the link again. Is there anyone else with a question? I'm sending the
Uh,
list.
I have
Uh,
a question. Can you? Am I
yes,
audible to you?
yes, we can hear you.
This is Trace Yal from Pakistan. Am I audible?
Yeah, yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I actually want to ask a question from all the organizations or the workers who are working in your organization. So,
Yeah.
as being a part of the Pakistan government department, which is working for
Mm-hmm.
the betterment of environment,
Yeah.
I actually want to ask that can you arrange a session on easy way to control the environment for the youth? As you know that
Mm-hmm.
youth are
Just continue. We can hear you. Hello. Hello.
sorry, I lost the connection. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, okay. I actually want to say that as you know that now the youth have having digital gadgets like the mobile laptop in every university, even in Pakistan as well, whether they are the universities in the backward areas. So can you arrange a better ways to give them lectures and easy ways to control the environment pollution, air control, and even the water pollution as well? Because we know that recently youth are working more for the betterment of the environment, but unfortunately some of the youth are also contributors of the environment pollutions. So it's a better ways rather than we are going to make it a complicated. Why we are not giving a ways our easiest ways? Because as a government employee, I know that making a policies and giving a hard task every person it's some kind of lack of interest. After working some period of time they drop that interest and then move again, and we can say that a kind of pollution was of 40%, but after loss of the interest it will increase to the 80 to 90%. So I hope to you can understand.
Hello. Yes. Thank you for the concern. Our founder has taken point of that. He will come back to you. Yes. And hello. Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. So anyone?
Hello.
Sorry, sir. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Ibrahim.
Yeah, I want to ask a question.
Yeah, you can ask the question.
Um, okay. My question is, how does
sustainable agriculture, enhances food security and reduces impact of
Only make 8,000 shillings.
agriculture
4,000 shillings for me,
on
4,000
land.
shillings for you. I'll go along with this.
Hello, has anyone asked a question? Yeah? I have some problem with my connection.
Hello, please
Hello?
begin my question.
Yeah?
Hello,
Hello, can hear you.
hello, please repeat my question.
Kindly, I'll open the WhatsApp group where you can be able to ask your questions. Yeah? I hope you're in the HRM webinar group. That is where I'll be asking all our questions for this webinar. Yes, and it's about time we have you all signed the attendance list? Yes, I can see we've all signed it. Yeah. So I'll be opening the HRM webinar WhatsApp group. We'll be asking our questions over there, and we'll
Yes,
give you answers in good time. Right? I'll open the
okay,
group. Sorry. So it seems
okay,
we'll end the webinar there. The link is over there. I pinned the link. I hope everyone has signed. So I think it's a good night, yeah? So we can all unmute and wish each other good night. Drop our favorite emojis, yeah? But please give us time. It will not be maybe tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. Give us some time. Give our IT department some time, yeah? Yes, we'll open the WhatsApp group and we will answer. We'll be able to ask your questions. So please, when we get there, um, let us ask meaningful questions. Please, let us make it short because we have over there, founder is over there. Yeah. So thank you very much for this webinar. Good night, everyone. You can unmute and say good night, then leave the call. Yeah. Good night to everyone. We can now leave the call. Thank you so much.
Thank
Good
you
night.
and good night.
thank you. God bless you.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Thank you. Good night. God bless you all.
Thank you. Good night. Thank you.
Right.
Nice day.
Thank you.
Good night. Oh, it's good morning.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Good night.
Thank you. Thank you. Good night. Good morning. Yeah.
Good night.
Good
Bye
night.
bye.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Allah Hafiz.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank all of you and your families. Thank you so much.